Hello, everyone. I welcome you to this week's episode of Spiritual Mirror. And the topic we'll be dealing with this week is falling in love with Jesus. And our core scripture will be taken from the First Chronicle, chapter 32, verse 19a, that the first part of it, which says, "Set your heart and your soul to seek the Lord." This is a very short, precise, and concise scripture which we need to examine this week. In this place, he is talking about when you set your soul and your heart to seek somebody. That means the totality of your being is involved. Everything you have is involved. And now you will know that for the past 3 weeks now, we have been talking about following Jesus from far off. And last week we discussed about your relationship with Jesus. Then we are doing a follow-up this week to talk about falling in love with Jesus. That is the next stage. When you move from the level of following Jesus Christ closely and you now begin to have a relationship with Jesus Christ, now the next thing is for you to fall in love with Jesus Christ. What does it mean to fall in love with Jesus Christ? To understand this, we need to first of all understand what it means to fall in love with somebody. The majority of us are quite aware that when you fall in love with somebody, all your thoughts, all your acts, everything you think about, when you sleep, when we walk, when you are doing everything, it's about that person you fall in love with. And you are ready to make sacrifices for that person. You are ready to invest anything for that person. You are ready to go a long way for that person. And you are ready to defend that person, defend the interests of that person, defend what that person stands for. Another thing that you want to also know the way that person behaves, so you don't want to offend that person. That is the essence of falling in love with somebody. Now we are taking it to a higher level that when you fall in love with Jesus, what does it mean? Number one, when you fall in love with Jesus, you need to work closely with that Jesus. When you fall in love with Jesus, it means that everything you have, your thinking, your thoughts, your actions, everything will be thinking about Jesus. Everything will be wrapping in Jesus. Everything will be tailored to what Jesus loves and what Jesus does not love. So you have to know that very well. That's number one thing that you have to know when you fall in love with Jesus. Number two is that you want to understand the ways of Jesus. How does he behave? What does he want? And what does he not want? All those ones you can know through his word. When you study the scripture, you will know the mind of Jesus. When you pray, you will know the mind of Jesus. When you wait upon him to listen to it, you will know the mind of Jesus. So you can't fall in love with somebody without knowing the mind of that person. So that is very, very important. The third one you have to know is that when you fall in love with somebody, you want to invest anything you have in that person. Your resources you have, you want to invest in that person. So the person can also know that truly this person loves me. So your time, you have to invest it in Jesus Christ. Your resources, everything you have, the talent you have, even all the resources you have to invest it with Jesus Christ. So Jesus Christ is a way of showing that truly I fall in love with Jesus Christ. It means that when you are following Jesus Christ, the room for complaint is no longer there. The room of saying that this is not properly done is not there, because you already fall in love with that person, and whatever the person wants you to do, you are going to do it. And that is the one that leads to the fourth one. The fourth one is that when you fall in love with somebody, you don't want to offend that person. And how come that you don't want to offend that person? Anything that person asks you to do, you want to do it. Even when it is not convenient, you want to do it. Why? You want to please that person. So now take it back to Jesus. When you fall in love with Jesus Christ, whatever he asks you to do, whatever instructions, you have to obey it. You have to fall in line with it. Whether it is convenient for you or it's not convenient for you, then you have to do it. And that is why the era of sacrifice comes in. So you can't fall in love with somebody without making sacrifices. You're going to cost you some things. It may cost you some time. It may cost you some of the things you cherish. But because you fall in love with that person and you love that person, you have to let it go and sacrifice for it. So the same thing is applicable. If you are still a person that you are not ready to sacrifice for the cause of Jesus Christ, you are not ready to do things that please him, you are not ready to obey him when it is not convenient for you, then you have not got to the level of falling in love with Jesus. And the fifth one you have to know, when you fall in love with Jesus, then you want many people to know that you fall in love with that person. You want people to know you want to be around that person. You want to tell people that, oh, I love this person. The same thing applicable. When you fall in love with Jesus Christ, how many people do you know that you know that Jesus Christ is your lover, and you fall in love with Jesus Christ. So what does it mean is that this take you to the level of evangelism. How many people do you preach to say, oh, this is my love, this is the person I love, I fall in love, I think of every time, I love him, I love his way, I love his instructions, I love what the other does. The same thing this thing, we have to do it. So it's onerous upon us to tell people about that Jesus Christ, because we want to flaunt the person we love among people, so that people will know that truly we love this person. So the same thing applicable, that you also flaunt Jesus. In your working place, do you flaunt Jesus? Even in the street where do you flaunt Jesus? Everywhere you go, do you flaunt Jesus? When you fall in love with Jesus Christ, you will have to do this. And the last one I want you to know is that when you fall in love with Jesus Christ, then you care for him. You care for whoever you fall in love with. Do you care for Jesus? Do you care for his love? Do you care for what it stands for? Do you care for instructions? Do you care to do what he wants you to do? For example, he said, follow peace with all men, with that which no matter I see God. Do you care about that? He said you should love one another, even those who don't love you. Do you care about those words? All the instruction that has given unto you. When he's also talk about it, that even love those who hate it, do you do it? Well, when he says you run away from malice, do you do so? When he said that you have to live a life of sacrifice, a life of impact for others, so I'll be able to impact life of others, not like he did, do you do so? When you care for somebody, you will do what that person stands for. When after knowing what that person stands for, you have to do what he stands for. This same thing applicable. You know what Jesus Christ stands for. You know what he does. You know what he can do. Then, if you love Jesus and you fall in love with Jesus, do the same. That is what it means. So when I'm talking about falling in love with Jesus, it encompasses all these 6 structures. And when you put them in place, it may not be the final as the others, but it's a starting point. It's a way of showing, it's a signal to show truly you are falling in love with Jesus Christ. And I want to pray with you that the grace that God has given unto you, the breath that God has given unto you, everything that God has given unto you, the soul, the spirit, everything, God will align with that Jesus Christ today in the mighty name of Jesus. The heart that pant after Jesus Christ, the heart that pant after his word, the word that obey and listen to him, God will give unto you in the mighty name of Jesus. You will live your life to please God. You will live your life to please Jesus Christ. You will live your life that bring about peace in the community where you live. You will live your life in a way that people will see truly, this is a child of God. This is a person who will fall in love truly with Jesus Christ. We can see Christ in him. Because whoever you fall in love with, your relationship with him will also show that truly you have a kind of character similar to that person. And that is what's very, very important. God will help you. God will bless you. God will bless your home. He will bless your dreams. He will bless your aspirations. You will accomplish great things in this world in the mighty name of Jesus. You will experience breakthroughs in the mighty name of Jesus. You will serve God with peace, and God himself will minister peace unto your life in the mighty name of Jesus. As I look forward to seeing you again next week for another topic, don't forget, run away from evil, follow Jesus Christ closely, have relationship with Jesus Christ, and then fall in love with Jesus Christ. And then as you do this, don't forget to share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this video. Don't forget to also tell other people about it as you like it. And also, most importantly, pray about this week's message. God will bless your soul. He will bless your heart. He will bless everything that's with you, especially your household and everything concerning you in the mighty name of Jesus. Have a blessed week ahead.